Alright, are you ready?
I think so.
This is your moment to appear.
I'm actually a bit nervous.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the show. Today I'm joined by Clara Maria Sinclair, who's a dear friend of mine and is studying currently at one of the top musical theatre programs in the world. Clara completely changed her path when deciding on where to go to university. On the show today we talk about the importance of changing your path, and we talk about the importance of a gap year. It's okay to take a year out, it's okay to discover yourself. Clara did a post-leaving cert course for 1 year and it completely changed her path, and I hope you guys enjoy the show.
Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Lessons with Louis. Today I'm joined by the wonderful Clara Sinclair, my beautiful friend. Clara, how are you today?
I'm pretty good, Louis. How are you?
I'm fantastic. And Clara, you are an international musical theatre student. You completely changed your path. When you finished school, you intended on doing psychology. You took a year, you did dance, you went and, let's say, followed your dream, as I might say.
Oh my god, that's a catchphrase.
Yeah, so myself and Clara grew up in the National Performing Arts School together.
Shout out to Amo and Jill.
Yes, the beautiful duo Amo and Jill. And we grew up spending our Saturdays on the Olympia stages, performing in the Mansion House, presidential, whatever we did. Thank you to the MPAS for those amazing experiences. And
family and friends for life.
And giving us the skills to, pursue what we're pursuing now.
Yeah.
And Clara, I just want to ask, how are you tonight?
I'm pretty good. I'm a little sleepy because it's evening and I'm a bit of a granny and like to go to bed, but I'm good.
Yeah, so today we left the studio, so we're in Clara's beautiful home.
Yeah, we're going, touring?
We're on tour.
Around the world, yeah.
Touring the world. Well,
Lessons with Louis on tour.
Well, you could say you're touring the world, so where are you?
I guess. Well, I study at the Institute of the Arts in Barcelona, which is a really lovely college. It's like a branch off LJMU, which is a university in Liverpool, and it's like an arts conservatory. It's over in Barcelona. It's just like 30 minutes out of the city. A lovely town called Sitges. And yeah, I love it over there. It's an international art school. People from all over the world. Loads of different courses. They've got musical theatre, which is the degree I'm studying. They've got dance, commercial dance, vocals and pop vocals and performance. I don't know the name of the degree. It's kind of like similar to the one in BIM here, but I can't remember the name of the degree. I'm going to be killed. And acting. They have BA acting, and they have some masters and some foundation courses as well. It's all around like 250, 300 students in the conservatory.
Why Barcelona?
That's a great question. So when I decided I wanted to do musical theatre, I was still in school, so I was in sixth year, and I applied for loads of schools in the UK. All the wrong schools for me now, I realise. So I did all those auditions with like the added stress of just like sixth year and the leaving cert as well. Probably wasn't a good idea, and didn't end up getting into any of the schools that year. And then the next year I auditioned for some of the same schools, some new schools, different ones, ended getting up into like all of them but one that I auditioned for the next year. So I'd like chosen the right schools. I had taken the time. I was like a lot more chill, and I'd like really decided that I wanted to go into this because like I kind of, so yeah, like you said earlier on, I got into psychology when I finished school, and then was like, oh, I don't want to go to university in Dublin. No. Then took a year, did a dance PLC in Inchicore College of Dreams. So we call it ICFE in Inchicore. And then,
inspiring stuff.
Yeah, and then like halfway through that year, like last minute, decided to apply for all these colleges again because I was like, no, I'm not done. And then, yeah, so I found a load of them, like did like really last minute UCAS like the day before it closed, sent in my applications, and then I had like heard of it, and then it came up as well on my Instagram, those like sponsored posts.
Oh, because the internet was listening to you.
Because it does, they are hearing us all the time, but I don't really mind too much. I hope they are entertained by all the stuff I tell them. But
Hi Google.
Hi Google, how are you? Do you ever get that's really weird? People are like, hey Siri, I've like that deactivated, and then like they just hear it. Alexa really freaks me out.
I have a Google Home in my room.
Oh, that's really scary.
So
Google, that freaks me out.
Yeah, it's really fun though, because in the morning you're like, hey Google, play some Kesha, or hey Google, play some
Demi.
Play some Demi, or hey Google, set my alarm. Just things like that. It's very bad because it's listening all the time.
Yeah.
All the time, but it's listening from the phone, from the laptop, everything. So it's only so much we can do. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned Demi. Tell me a little bit about
I love
Demi.
Will I finish how I got to Spain first?
No.
Okay. Well, I just love Demi Lovato. I think she's great. I was actually having a girl I work with asked me yesterday. She was like, "What music do you listen to?" And it took me a while, but basically got to the end of it. And I was like, just Demi. I love Demi so much.
Why
she's
Demi?
Great.
Do you think she's a good role model for young people today?
I don't know that I'd say that. But I don't say she's a bad one either. I think she's just a person, which is probably what I enjoy about her, that she's really authentic and, well, to me at least, I think she is. Also, I just need to say as well, like, I talk an awful lot of nonsense, so take everything I say with a pinch of salt.
No, you don't. Why do you say that?
I don't know. I think she just seems, to me at least, like she's really authentic and like not kind of leaning in, or maybe she is leaning into fame. I don't really know. I just really like her, and I like her message. She was one of the first like
mental health body
yeah,
image
like
activists,
kind of
yeah.
like really kind of after the first, was it second time, I can't remember, that she came out of like rehab and all the kind of stuff, she was like really vocal about it.
She was still on cocaine, but it's
yeah,
okay.
but it's fine because I still love her. But that's when I found actually how I like became obsessed with Demi Lovato, because I wasn't like a Disney kid, because we didn't have Disney, we had Nickelodeon as on our TV. So like I know I was like an iCarly, Drake and Josh child. I never watched Hannah Montana or anything like that until I was much older.
I love them all.
I know, I do. I would watch them all now, but so I was never like a Demi on Disney kind of kid.
Demi on Disney. That sounds like a book anyway.
But I was that like I didn't really like know her that well, and then I loved Glee. So I was rewatching Glee a couple of years ago.
Season 5.
Yeah, and then she comes in season 5, and I was like, who is this girl? I was like, I know her from something. And I was like, oh my god, that was the girl on Camp Rock. And then was just like looking up, I was like, oh, I wonder where she is now. And then all these interviews coming out being like, Demi Lovato, inspirational, just out of rehab, like struggling with eating disorders, self-harm, all this kind of stuff. And I was like, oh my god, this is so heavy, like Jesus. But like she was like really positive and stuff like that. And then she also came out with a banging album around the exact same time, self-titled. Oh my god, I listened to that like a whole thing back to back, like frontways, backways, like all the time, like every song on that.
I really don't care.
Every song is good. There's
song's
no bad songs on that album. Like,
yeah, it's a great album.
And they still put Skyscraper on it just to like throw it in, you know.
Even though it was on Unbroken.
Yeah, but it had the same meaning, and you know what I mean. It was good. So yeah, that's when I found her, and then just got like really into like all the stuff. And then you also love Demi Lovato, so I had like a friend to talk about Demi Lovato.
It's important to have friends and people you can relate to.
Me and Louis have a really like a deep connection, like with Demi, like mutually, like at the same time. It's like a triangle of love. And when last summer, it was so sad when Demi overdosed again and went back into rehab. I was in Vienna and Louis was in Berlin, and he called me at like 2 a.m. being like, did you hear about Demi Lovato? And I, you know, like, it's good to have friends that are that obsessed. And
also when Demi announced her tour, she announced Dublin like a month after all the other European dates. And
I think she was trying to specialist. That's not a phrase.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But myself and Clara, we were going to go to like Amsterdam to go see her. Like that's
oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's like how much at that year like we really wanted to see her.
Yeah, that would have been gas. But no, she came to Dublin and it was great.
And like we were basically at the front. And
Best concert ever.
I drove us. Remember that? That was
oh my god,
so fun.
Yeah.
And my dad was so paranoid the whole time. So basically, I finished all my lessons around that time, but then I wasn't able to do my exam because I was moving away.
Oh yeah,
and then when I came back, I had to sign up for a year of insurance, but I'd already booked a 3-month trip, like Vietnam and stuff where I was. So it didn't make financial sense to do it. So that's my plan at the minute, to get I just have to do my test.
Oh, that's handy.
But
I don't think I'm ever going to learn how to drive. I was talking today, actually, I've said this to 2 people already today, the kids I mind and my sister, that I have like a recurring nightmare of being in a car that's moving, and because I don't know how to drive, I can't like figure out the pedals, but I'm just trying to steer it and not crash into anything. But like there's like a road like once you leave my house that goes down like a massive hill, and there's like crossroads and everything, and it's just like
have you played Mario Kart?
I have played
it's similar to
Mario Kart with your feet,
that's
and with
the main
like the
thing.
risk of hurting people.
Yeah, you just
I don't know will I ever learn how to drive, but I probably should.
Do you want to?
I don't have any need to at the moment, because when I'm in Dublin I have the Blessed 14. It's my favourite bus route ever. It brings you everywhere. And just, I don't know. It's not great Dublin transport, but for some reason I don't find a lot of fault in it. I think I actually enjoy spending time on public transport. Like that, like me time with your headphones and like wasting time.
It's funny how we're the complete opposite with that.
I love wasting time getting places.
I don't, it's not a waste of time, you have to get there. I know, I just love cycling because like it gives me that moment to reflect, and I'm active, and it kind of gets me started. Personally, that's how I feel. Whereas I feel I can get a bit groggy if I'm in the morning.
Maybe I am, I don't know. I used to spend like an hour and a half on the bus a day going
to the College of Dreams.
Yeah. longer actually, because I'd spend like an hour each way, I guess, and sometimes it'd be an hour and a half if I got stuck in rush hour.
Oh my goodness.
So I had to get a bus into town and a bus out of town, even though it's not that far.
You mentioned earlier that Demi like is a human and just one of these people. So I think that's what makes her a role model. That she's not this quote unquote perfect. That
she's
made
not
a
like
mistake.
faking something to be like, oh, the company I work for wants to like market to 12 to 14-year-old girls and they need a good role model to tell them to not go out and go crazy. Blah, blah, blah. But like that's also not the person that she is. So like that's not being a role
and
model.
not
That's
being authentic
false.
and not being reality. Yeah. So you moved to Spain. You're talking about moving to Spain. Tell us, how did this all happen?
Yeah, I auditioned there and I got in, and then I actually like almost like didn't know that I got in because my letter got like lost. They never sent it out, and then I got another email being like, "Hi, just letting you know we've changed the module kind of this year." I was like, I don't know, was I meant to get this email because I haven't been accepted to the school? They were like, so sorry, and then they were like, sorry, your letter got lost. So then I ended up getting in. There was an open day really soon after I found it. I got in, so I went over, visited the school, visited the town. Loved it. It really reminded me of MPAS actually the first time I went there, because it's really like family community, because it's international school, so like no one is at home. There's like no one that I know of, maybe there is people in the school, is from Sitges. Actually there is actually like 1 or 2 people that are from Sitges, but like so everyone's living away from home, so like we're forced into like being each other's family. And like there are like people, like I've known them, I didn't know them this time last year, but like,
and
oh my
they're
God,
your best friends.
they're my best friends in the world. Like I love them so much. I miss them so much over summer. Like it was so hard to come home for summer, especially because we like live together, go to school together. Like we were never apart for the entire time. It was like, ugh, we're all like people gone.
And Clara, that experience sounds exciting, but for some that might sound daunting, just knowing no one, packing up, moving to a new country as a young Irish person. So how was that experience for you?
People ask me this a lot actually. They're like, why you just went on your own, like you didn't know anyone like at all? And I was like, no, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, except that I wanted a degree in musical theatre. But I was always knew from when I was like 16 that I decided like I was going to do this degree, I was going to have to move, because they don't offer like really high caliber musical theatre degrees here. So I was always going to move to the UK. And then so I ended up going to Spain. Don't speak Spanish. I mean, I tried, but it's horrendous. Anyone who knows me will tell you that my Spanish is woeful. Like don't speak any Spanish, didn't know anyone going, but I don't know, it just seemed right to go. And I was kind of done with Dublin, I guess. Like from where I was like, I just need to go and get a fresh start or something. I'm not even fresh start, that sounds silly, because like there's nothing I'm running away from either. I just kind of
Accept yourself.
That's very deep, and we're not like,
what are you running away from, Clara?
I don't think I'm running away from anything. I think I just wanted a degree, to be honest. But yeah, no, it's scary, but like I actually had a friend that I was talking to the other day, and she was like, I don't know what I want to do next year. And I was like, well, don't work here for the year, work somewhere else. Like go, if you can get out of Dublin or anywhere you're from. Like if you're stuck somewhere and like you're just doing the same things that you've always been doing and you're looking for something new, like you've got to do something new to find something new.
It's like Plato's Allegory of the cave, isn't it?
I have no idea what that is. At all. Such like sincerity in your eyes as well. Like, yeah, we're on the same page here. I was like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. But yeah, no, that's just why I went. I was like,
Plato's Allegory of the cave. So
Plato.
Not Plato.
Plato.
So I did Leaving Cert Religion. I'm not like I did read a book on philosophy, but I'm not pretentious. Well, I have a podcast, so maybe I am.
I know we're recording right now, but this just reminds me, I have a book to give you, the one that we were talking about the other day.
Oh yes.
I don't want it. I tried to read it and I can't.
Sorry. It's a book on drama skills. And stuff,
it's like drama and performance context.
Amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
No, wait, don't be sorry. But Plato's Allegory of the cave. So basically, there's 3 people in a cave, and I think they're like tied up or whatever, and then one of them breaks free, and he goes out. He breaks all the others free. And they're like, no, I don't want to go. And he's like, do you not want to see what's outside? And they're like, why would I go outside? Everything's fine in here. And then he goes and explores, sees the world, and comes back and says, guys, you must come out and see everything. And they stay there for eternity. So that's the basic gist of it.
Okay.
And yeah, that's kind of what you're doing. You're being that person that breaks out and sees the world.
Yeah, it doesn't like, it's not as dramatic as it sounds. Like, this like.
But this time last year it probably was.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't think I found it that dramatic. I remember everyone else around me was a lot more sad that I was leaving than I was. It doesn't, like, to me, it doesn't seem dramatic at all. It's just like, okay, I went to a different country. Like, people go on Erasmuses, people study abroad. It's a thing. You did it.
But I guess you're doing it for such a long amount of time.
Yeah, but 3 years isn't that long.
Of course, yeah, but compared to being away from home for 2 weeks max before, whatever.
Yeah, exact.
You're starting a new...
Why am I trying to, like, make fetch happen and, like, trying to throw in all these new little phrases that I didn't even know
I
existed?
just said, it's like Plato's Allegory of the cave, isn't it? Oh my goodness.
Oh God, you big philosopher.
And what were your biggest challenges when you arrived or before you got there?
When I arrived, definitely trying to, like, acclimate to new people, because I remember getting there and, like, I've been in the same place for 18, 19 years beforehand. And I was in the same school from when I was in primary school, like the Montessori of my primary school, right up until I left. So I was with pretty much the same people. I was never thrown into a situation where I knew no one, except for Inch Core, but that was really small because there was like 14 people in my year. And I like kind of half knew 1 or 2 people going in. And then we all kind of just got on really well in Inch Core as well. So that wasn't as scary as much. But like moving country, bigger school than I've ever been in, because my secondary school was tiny. It had like 120 people in it. Like I knew everyone by name. So new country, much bigger school than I'm used to. People from all over the world. There's like a small enough like percentage of us from Ireland in the college. Like I know in my year there's only probably about 7 across all the degrees. So there's not that many Irish. There's a lot of people in 3rd year and 2nd year. Like there is, but like there's only about like max 20.
You're up the era.
Yeah, you know.
The island.
We love it. We love the parish.
Oh, David Gilney. David Gilney.
I'm gonna get what's the word? Copyrighted?
No, you won't. Shout out to David Gilney. He'll have to listen to the episode now because we've referenced him. David Gilney, he was on episode 9 of the podcast, I believe, Failure Success. You can check it out now on Spotify, wherever you're listening to this. And yeah, so
I listen on like podcast, like old school Apple Podcast.
Oh, it's on Apple. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Stitcher.
Did you not know that you were on Apple Podcasts?
No, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Just upload it to the world. Hope people find
the world, whatever that is. But yeah, the parish.
Yeah, so yeah, there wasn't many people from Ireland, so I moved there not knowing anyone and stuff like that. So trying to like force myself into, because I don't know, I'm social, but like also nervous, like very nervous about lots of things, and I worry, like I'm a big worrier. So like, oh, will people like me? I don't know why I'm a worrier. I just am, I guess. I just kind of get nervous about situations, kind of anxious, like will that work out?
What sort of scenario?
I don't know, maybe I'm just really dramatic maybe it's just being in theatre my entire life and I like have to turn everything into like this massive...
But would it be if you go somewhere and don't know someone, or like
not
obviously
really.
When you meet, I don't know, me for coffee or food, I hope you wouldn't feel nervous or anxious
No, not like that. I don't know. It's just kind of like meeting new people is just like kind of nervous when there's a lot as well.
Yeah,
and we're all such like loud like people, and everyone's like fighting for attention all the time because that's just the nature of the degree.
Job.
Like, do you know what I mean? So that was like really intense, and I'm just have such bad hearing with accents. I don't know what anyone's saying to me like ever. People have to say things like 10 times before I get it, and yeah, I don't know, just like trying to find common ground with people. I found that like a big like struggle in like my first week or so when I was there, and then just kind of like being like, oh, are these people way better than me? Or like, am I good enough to be here? Da, da, da.
And how do you deal with that self-doubt in your mind?
Oh, I don't know. I guess like pep talks, talking to friends. I guess it's always like a really big important thing in my life, like to always like find your people, like your tribe, and then like confide in them. Because like I think like humans just like all we want is like connection with other people, and you need that connection with other people. So like
connection, one direction, infection.
I hate when you rap at me. Like, please don't do this.
I've never rapped on the podcast before.
For anyone who doesn't know Louis personally, like he raps like not to you, like at you, like quite violently with stuff you don't want to hear, and like it just won't stop, and then you ask him to stop and only eggs him on more, and it really irritates me, especially when he does it in public and people think that he's like speaking to me but rhyming. I don't know this person, I'm gonna keep walking.
So we were talking about your worries and fears.
My worries and fears in the world.
Your worries and fears, they can't be solved by some beers. See all the lads at the table, they think their mind will be fixed with a cheers.
That's like so bad. That was.
Did you like that one?
It was a lot more profound than a lot of the rap scenes.
Yeah, usually they're more like, I'm in a club and I'm feeling sexy.
I touched the table, I'm sorry. I didn't
It's okay, guys. Clara ruined the podcast. But I don't know. Sorry, I'm making this all about my rapping career. I'm secretly promoting myself right now. But yeah, worries and fears, meeting new people. Yeah, completely.
Yeah, so like just worries in like life. I think you need to have friends you can talk to always. Because like the whole idea of like, you know, you're taught when you're a kid in school, like find an adult you trust and tell them your problems. But I think that your peers are more important to talk to because I think they can relate. And I feel like you don't always need to be told how to fix your problems. You just need someone to listen to them and like smile and nod and say some inspiring words of approval. Approval, that's the wrong word. Inspiring words of like
Comfort.
Yeah, comfort and like optimism. I know like personally like sorry, I just got the sniffles there.
Don't cry.
One of my like best friends, Cash, in Spain, shout out to Cash, she's great.
She's a superstar.
She is actually like gonna
She's been on tour
rule
all
the world.
summer.
Yeah, with Evelina as a Finnish artist. I think I'm just name dropping everyone here. This is fantastic.
Do it.
And yeah, so Cash and me have this like big thing that we were always like, whenever anything is wrong, like in the day in school, like say if something as small as like, oh, my teacher said this comment to me and it made me feel a bit like, oh, can I do this degree? Like, and it could be such a silly comment as if like, why didn't you fully extend your leg in your Grand Batman today? You did that yesterday. Like, come on, you can do this. Like, why aren't you doing it today? And like, you hear certain parts of what they're saying to you. Like, you don't hear the, you can do this. You hear the, why didn't you extend it? And then you start doubting yourself. So whenever you get like a moment like that when you're like, I don't know if I can do this. So like me and Cash have this big thing. It's like you come home and you sit down and you just like vomit it out like for the day. You're like, this is everything that happened to me today and this is why I feel uncertain. And yeah, and then you feel better afterwards.
And what do you do in those scenarios if maybe there's not a friend there? Is there any resources you go to
I don't know.
reassure yourself?
I like to write things down. And I wouldn't say it's journaling, but I have like notebooks that I just, whenever I'm like feeling, it might be sad, it might be happy.
In my
like,
feelings.
Got
Got me in my feelings. You still hit my line.
This is Max Meyer, who is my friend Isabel Meyer. Hi Isabel, if you're here listening, who actually has a new single coming out. It'll be out by the time this is released, I think. Yeah, Sun on My Skin, go check it out. That was in my feelings. But what are we talking about? Sorry, I
How
can't.
you deal with
If I'm on my own,
anything.
journaling. Yeah, I like to write down things.
I love distracting people.
Yeah, you really do. I've gone like on so many tangents, and I'm so easily distracted as well that you can't do this. But yeah, I like to write things down. I've got like a couple notebooks that I've been keeping since I was like 15, and they're not like diaries and they're not journals because I've not been like tracking what's been happening. Don't crack your neck, Louis. Oh my god. Stop. Oh, I actually hate that. Yesterday I cracked, you know when you like accidentally hit your hand off a table and then your knuckle cracks?
Oh.
And I was like freaking out and I was in work. And
I crack
like,
all the time.
I like told customers, I was like, I'm sorry, like I just really hurt my finger there. Hey, when I crack my knuckles, it's the worst. Yeah.
So you journal.
I like to write things down.
Yeah.
I think when you write things down and you see them in front of you, they become a lot more real and you can see if you are making it bigger in your head or if it's actually a solvable problem. Because like that whole idea of like, do you have a problem? Can you fix it? If yes, then no need to worry. If no, then there's no need to worry because you can't fix it.
Worrying's a waste of time overall, completely.
You know what
Worrying
I mean?
benefits nothing. That's what. Why did I sound like Conor McGregor?
Worry benefits nothing.
My voice went just.
All hot chocolate is like all like phlegm.
Yeah, so Clara made us like basically hot chocolate powder featuring milk, and
I'm such a sweet tooth. I just like dump half the thing of like Cadbury's drinking chocolate into oat milk because Louis #vegan. If he's never mentioned it before.
yeah, if you don't
I'm
know
sure
it
he
before,
has.
but yeah, it's really important. Like seriously, I'm starting to stop worrying. If that makes sense.
I'm not very good at it because I'm quite like an anxious, nervous kind of person.
I feel like I used to be, and when I'm by myself, I find myself I'm more likely to be anxious. But when I'm with people, I'm very just aware and trying to be more relaxed about everything I do. Like I don't have to race everywhere. Like
Yeah.
I feel that's what I used to do. I used to be like, all right, I'll do this for an hour, then that's done, and I wasn't living. I was just doing.
Yeah, you work very hard.
I don't
think
know
you need
about
to stop
that,
working that hard.
but I just do things, and then you kind
You
of
need to be
lose.
mindful as you do things.
Yeah, you need to be mindful and you need to appreciate the moment and just be like, whoa, I'm so blessed to be here right now with people.
You're
And
blessed to be stressed.
yes, But that's why like yoga and exercise and running and cycling and
I hate
all these
running.
things.
Oh my god, like I hate running so much.
I know.
But I like dancing.
Dancing through
A
life,
lot.
skimming the surface.
I like Wicked as well, and musicals. Full circle, musical theatre.
There we are. What musicals have inspired you?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know, like story wise,
Anything.
or just anything. I like music. Like I really like the music in the musicals. It's like a dope. This is what I'm saying. I have just notions. Like I don't know what I say.
I love the music in the musicals. I love the movie in the movies.
But like I mean, like
No, I know.
you know when you listen to a song, like I'm not hearing the singer or the lyrics. I like the orchestration.
You're hearing the emotion. Oh, you're sorry.
No, like the actual like, oh, this violin does like a couple of this there, and it's like, oh, that's like. Oh my god! Stop. We're not talking about that. That gave me the fear. Like I'm nervous again.
So that's for anyone who did Leaving Cert Music.
Gerald Barry, piano quartet number 4.
And what section was that? Was that D?
I don't know. I've blocked my Leaving Cert out of my
Good.
life. Like that's gone. Whew.
So the musical part.
Yeah, I like.
The instrumentation.
Yeah, it's like how someone can be that clever to like. Why would you think to put that in there? But oh my god, that sounds amazing. And it like we're taught a lot in school. Like, sorry, I refer to university as school just because I don't know we did.
High School Musical.
Yeah, in school. So we're taught a lot in acting through song. Like when you're trying to figure out, okay, what do these words mean? Don't look at the words, look at the music written underneath it. And there's like a composer, Student Sondheim, who's like really good for that. Like sometimes his music doesn't always sound pretty, but it sounds like if you like look at the music like physically on the page, like the way it's notated, and you look at the words, it's like, okay, well that makes sense. Like there's one song that like I'm dying to do the song. I freaking love it. It's from Company. It's called Not Getting Married, and it's like a woman having a panic attack. So the entire song is like basically just like steps and semitones, like and it's like that fast, and you can barely hear what she's saying, but it's so like true to like what the person is, like what that character is going through. So I love stuff like that. Musicals I love and that I recommend. I've been listening to Parade all summer, the last 5 years. Anything that Jason Robert Brown has written, because
I haven't seen the last 5 years yet.
I haven't seen. There's a movie. It's pretty good. But yeah, I actually, I don't know. Do I like the cast album or the movie more? I don't know. I just love the music.
Has there been any musical you've seen and you've been like, damn, this is what I need to do?
Oh my god, Blood Brothers.
Blood Brothers.
Oh my god, I went to see that, and it's amazing because I so rarely go to see shows that I don't know anything about, because I'm so like into theatre in general that like I've listened to so many like cast albums, like research like theatre actors and like what they've been in and stuff like that, so I know a lot of plots to a lot of musicals that I've never seen and probably never will see, and listen to loads of cast albums. But Blood Brothers, for some reason, I had never, like I knew kind of what it was about, but I didn't know the story of it, and I didn't know what happened in it, and oh my god, like floods of tears. The music I hadn't really listened to before, and I was like stunned. Like I came out and I was like, oh my god, that is amazing.
When I was 27. What's the mum song?
I couldn't tell you.
When I was...
I don't listen to it enough. I should.
Oh yeah, I need to re-listen to it. I remember...
I loved all like the the Devil Conscience, like all his songs. It's like,
yes.
it was so difficult for that. Like that character is insane because it is so detached from the plot. It has nothing to do with it, but it's so hard hitting as well. What's another show? Let me think. Dun, 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 dun. What have I seen? Top Hat was great. I love Top Hat.
What's that about?
It's a Fred and Ginger movie that got turned into a musical. Fred and Ginger are just great movies as well. It's just so wholesome. In 1930s, black and white. It's great. Tap dancing. It's like Dale and Guy, I think. I might get them mixed up, actually. Oh my god, that'd be really embarrassing if I did. But
why would it be embarrassing?
because I'm meant to know things. But
you do know things. We're all human beings and we forget.
yeah,
things
it's
at
like
the end of
it's a case of mistaken identity. So I believe now, I'm gonna be embarrassed if it's wrong, but Dale is the girl, and she meets this guy, I think called Guy, and they kind of hit it off, and it's really cute, and they kind of like each other. But then he's staying in the room of a guy that has a different name, and that other guy of the different name is like married to one of her friends, so she thinks that she's like with that guy has like cheated on her friend's wife, but it's actually a guy that the friend's wife is trying to set her up with, and it's just really cute.
That sounds fantastic.
And they do loads of dance, and it's adorable, and it's MGM.
And are there any musicals that you have yet to see that you just like, I have to see this?
Oh, Six. Oh my god, I'm gonna see it.
Everyone has been talking about Six.
Obsessed with Six and Paradia is what I've been listening to. I've never seen it live. What else? I really want to see Lion King. I can't believe
never seen it?
I've never seen Lion King.
I believe
the set is meant to be amazing.
It's coming to Dublin in the next year and a bit.
I probably won't be here. Knowing me. Jesus.
You'll be international.
Yeah. International.
So the Lion King, what else?
Lion King, Parade, Six. Really want to see. I'm drawing a blank here. The last 5 years, I'd love to see.
Dear Conan.
Oh yeah, Dear Evan Hansen, Anastasia. Really want to see. I want to see a lot of the old ones. Like I've never seen like
Carousel's amazing.
Yeah, Carousel, King and I didn't see. Because I love like legit musical theatre and old timey stuff so much.
I was
I'd love to see Once Upon a Mattress. Actually, I said that'd be gas.
What's that about?
It's like the Princess and the Pea musical.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I wasn't dragged along to Carousel, but I was.
I know the story with Emily.
Yeah, Emily, episode 4, I believe.
Why do you just know you're into everything? That's like.
I don't know everything. She could be episode 5, but yes. I was in New York with our wonderful friend Emily, and she was like, "Oh, we should go see Carousel," and I was like, "We should go see SpongeBob," and then she was.
SpongeBob was insane though. That didn't got enough recognition.
Yeah, it looked insane.
Didn't he sing upside down?
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure he belted while like climbing a ladder like backwards upside down.
That you deserve something
Ethan
for
Slater.
that. Give him a 5 or something, you know.
Something.
But Emily was like, "Come see Carousel, do." I was like, "Okay," and then I went. Probably one of the best shows I've ever seen.
I'd say so.
Unbelievable, such talent. And if I was, I don't really know what musical theatre is. I've seen films I've listened to music, but I haven't seen the mediums together. What would be a good first one for me to watch?
I don't know. I think Miss Saigon is a really good one. That one, Miss Saigon and Les Mis, got my mom into musical theatre but then they're sung through musicals, so a lot of people don't like that because they like the speaking part of it. Wicked is always a good one. That was the first show I saw. Well, the first one I count because I don't really count Joseph and the Maze of Technicolor Dreamcoat because I saw it so many times when I was younger. Before I saw Wicked. I love what's a good show? Once is really lovely, especially if you're Irish, because it's basically just like a show about Ireland.
And it features.
It's about Dublin, basically.
The Oscar-winning song "Falling Slowly."
Oh my god, Once is probably my favorite musical, but I've seen that so many times. Like I freaking love it.
Once.
It's so good, so good.
I've seen
music is gorgeous.
I've seen it once.
You've seen it once. But it's my favorite movie as well.
Clara, in this maybe not rocky, but in this less predictable industry, how do you deal with the fear of the unknown?
I try not to think about it too much. I mean, I guess like there's no certainty now when I finish this degree that I'm like gonna go into a job at all. Like there's absolutely no certainty about it. So I have to put myself in the best position to get a job. So it's all about training like now for myself. Like I'm not it's very windy. I should close that window. It
was a bit scary. There was a gust of wind there, guys. It was just like whoosh.
Yeah, it's dark outside.
It's like the Zoe 101 episode where there's a ghost.
Oh my god, Zoe 101.
Do you remember that?
I just love her.
Yeah.
Jamie Lynn Spears. Oh my god, I love Britney Spears. Did you have her on Instagram? And she does her little fashion shows.
No.
Did you see her do the dance routine to Bad Guy by Billie Eilish? Oh, like Louis, this is the best video on the internet. Like I actually love Britney Spears so much.
This is what we do post podcast.
So excited to show you. Yeah, she's great. But what are we saying?
But yeah, in this uncertain industry, how?
Yeah, so I have to put myself in the best position to be able to work. So like, I'm really bad at doing this, but I'm trying. Like, you have to exercise, eat well. I have to take care of my voice is a massive thing because I really struggle with like certain aspects of like vocal technique. So I have to like limit like how much dairy I drink or like eat.
Consume.
You can only drink dairy. It's just not an edible thing these days. Like I try and not have as much as I can, like trying to stay fit and active and like work. Like I read something once and it's like do something every day to hone your craft. Like every day. So like if
What did you do today?
What did I do today? I listened to some music today. I listened to like shows that I haven't listened to before, so I'm expanding my knowledge on that. I walked to work, so that's exercise, even though I didn't get to go to the gym today. But like some things, like you read some stuff, like say you can't, like say you're a day that you don't want to go to the gym because you don't feel there mentally and you can't like get yourself out today, like open a book, read about something. Like do something every day to improve yourself, basically. So I just have to try and work as hard as I can now while I'm in training to try and get a job when I leave. But even like then, it's just like don't be afraid of it, I guess. And I guess this is me telling future me now, like don't be scared. Like things are gonna happen the way they're gonna happen, and like a lot of stuff I don't have control over. So just put my best foot forward and see where it goes from there.
We're the worst people at taking our own advice, aren't we?
Oh my god, like so bad. I get this all the time as well, because I'm like the mom of like most friendship groups I've ever been in ever. And I just like to like mother everyone and give them advice and tell them what happens. And then if anyone tells me anything, I'm like fingers in my ears, la la la, like don't talk to me, don't tell me like how to better myself.
I feel like we consider our problems aren't as significant as our friends' problems.
I'm so bad for that.
And I might come to you, Clara, and say this is the worst thing in the world, and you'll say, oh, it's nothing, Louis, like it's fine. And then if you flip it, then you'll still think it's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
You know, it's just mad how we are so hard on ourselves.
Yeah. And I'm so hard on yourself now. That's what always comes into my head. And
giving a post-mortem doesn't really do anything. Like
what? The post? Oh, geez,
like,
sorry, that got so confused.
No, I mean like a post-mortem, like a after. Like you can.
Like, who died?
You can. My career. Now, you can pick out the bits that you can improve on, but there's no point in looking back. You know, that audition you did, that wasn't good. Doesn't matter. Once you've learned from it and move on. That date you went on that was awkward. Once you learn something from it, move on. Things like that, you know. In the gym, sometimes you give 100, sometimes you give 80. It's about every session is the new session.
I hate exercising in the gym. I get so awkward in the gym. I'm going to be as fit as I can.
Do you want to do that?
Not really. I think I'm just a bit lazy.
You're not lazy. People thrive at different hours of the day.
Yeah, I don't know. I think my peak gym hour is I like to wake up. Well, this is just from when I'm home this summer, because I've never gone to the gym before this summer. I'm just trying to like keep up the fitness while I'm away from college, you know.
I love it.
But yeah, so I like to like wake up. I don't like getting up very early. I think around like 9 is like a good time for me. Like 8:30, 9 is when I usually wake up. And then I like to come downstairs, and I love breakfast, so I like to really enjoy breakfast. And then
what's typical breakfast?
I've really gotten into like oats, like porridge oats, but I make it with you put in cinnamon and nutmeg, chop up half banana, put that in, chia seeds, oat milk, and then you stew that, and then so that the banana's like stewed in it, or like boil, I don't know what the term is, and then when it's like out and ready and soaked and stuff, you should probably soak your oats the night before, but I always forget to do that, and then I put some peanut butter in it, and then it like gets all melted, and then the other half the banana and some maple syrup. It's so good. I have such a sweet tooth, like I have to put like loads of sugar on everything. Also, peanut butter banana toast is like my favourite food in the world.
Yeah, with a bit of maple syrup on top.
No.
Have you not experienced that yet? It's really good.
No, I should though.
It's absolutely fantastic.
I also love avocado on toast. And what's my other breakfast? Oh, like soy yogurt with chia seeds and goji berries. My mom makes really good granola that I put on it. So I like to have my breakfast in the morning.
She does make
Louis just sampled some before we started filming this. So make my breakfast, and then like I've got it really into Queer Eye this summer. I watched like the entire... I'd never watched it before this summer, and I watched it all in like 2 weeks. Glee also came out onto Netflix, so I like to like watch an episode of something in the morning, just like chill, and then get up, get dressed, and go to the gym. So I usually get to the gym at like 10:30, 11. And then I get back home like maybe an hour or two before lunch, so I can like do some errands or life admin, practice singing or play the piano.
La 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 la.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
That didn't sound like my voice.
La 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 la. Doesn't sound like your voice at all.
La 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 la.
Yeah. You've dropped that larynx, baby.
I'm a man now. But obviously, as we said, like it's anxiety inducing, maybe going to a new country, people you don't know. Like if I'm in a moment where I'm like, I really want to go do musical theatre, but I can never leave Ireland, I can never do this, I can never do that, what advice would you give to a person in that scenario?
Stop being so narrow-minded. I feel like everyone in this country does the same thing as everyone in this country, and
do
it
best.
drives me mental. I get so angry, like especially this like latest thing of like I come from an area of Dublin where it's like you must go to university as soon as you finish your leaving cert, and I didn't do that, and it was like very weird for a lot of people because like
What's wrong with you?
like I'm not gonna lie, like I did a really good leaving cert, and then I went to do a PLC, and everyone was like, hold on, sorry, what? Like it was like, what is she doing? Yeah, no, I hate that idea of like everyone has to do the same thing, and people are just afraid to
Step out of the sun.
step out of the comfort zone. Like if you're like, I could never leave Ireland, I love musical theatre, but I never, like you have to ask yourself, what do you love more, musical theatre or Ireland? Ireland will still be there when you get back.
It's not that you're not Irish anymore.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Oh my god, I feel 10 times more Irish when I leave the country.
I agree.
Anyone at school will tell you this as well. Like I get so, like especially when I come home like to Ireland, and then like when I go back to Spain, they're like, oh my god. But like I'm not Irish when I'm at home. At home I'm like, I want to go back to Spain. I'm done with this. Like I don't want to be here right now. It's cold. I don't have any of my international posse teaching me various foreign languages. Like this isn't fun. But yeah, so if come up to me and was like, oh, I want to pursue musical theatre, but I'm too afraid to go out of the country, and I'm too afraid to move away and start a new life, I'd say, in the nicest, most loving and endearing way possible, get over it and do it for yourself, because you're gonna thank yourself for not like pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, but pushing yourself out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, and that you've done it, and you're going and changing. And I think everyone should live abroad. Every young person should travel as much as they can and just experience different.
Do you know
people.
what? I just want to do like PSA. Like gap years are okay.
I think they're more than okay. I think they're a fantastic idea.
I think gap years and PLCs, more people should do them, because from
It's
my
shunned
personal
upon,
experience, I have two best friends from like when I was in school here in Dublin, Kate and Grace. Hello. Me and Grace both did PLCs, and Kate didn't. And Kate will tell you herself, it was so difficult for her going straight into university. That she's like now, like the leaving cert. She told me that she's like, oh, if I went back and did the leaving cert now, I'd be like, this is a joke. It's so easy. It's just a glorified memory test. Like that's all it is. She was like, it's like I do absolutely flying, and like it's so difficult. And some of the courses people are doing is like insane. People are going into medicine, like all those big like actuary, like finance, engineering courses. Like
me.
They're film is hard too though. Like everything is hard when it's in university level. It's a step up, and like people are doing their leaving cert at like 16. Like that is too young. I'm sorry, but like university will still be there when you're 20. Like
Ireland will still be there.
will still be there. Like you don't like. I'm not saying like when you're 16 and you finish your leaving cert, you should pack up and move to Africa.
16. I think the average is 18 though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, when you're 18.
Dramatic effect.
I know. I'm just like a drama school thing, you know.
I was
just, like,
17. You were 18.
I was 18. Yeah, I'm like old for in my college. Like I'm the second oldest in my year.
What is your dream? Like what? 5 years. Where's Clara? Hopefully.
I was actually saying this the other day. Like a lot of people are like, I want to go to the West End. I want to go to Broadway. I don't think that's actually like the end goal for me. I actually think touring is what I want to do, and I think that's kind of probably because I've loved so much moving country, and like when I moved to Spain, I felt it was weird how homely it felt straight away, and that was kind of like a thing that went off my head. I was like, how many places can I find in the world that I can call home? Because home is not a place. It's a feeling.
Oh, hashtag
there we
relatable.
go. Oh my goodness, I landed that one. But yeah.
That's going to be the title of the episode.
Oh, is that a place? It's a feeling.
No, I completely back that.
So I was like, I think I'd actually...
I did a very dramatic.
I'd really like to do like a tour, like the UK Ireland tour. Like I just saw Kinky Boots on Tuesday.
I went and see it today. Fantastic. Shout out.
So good. And like they've been on tour for a year, and like they just get to go all over the gaff. They have a great time.
And they know the show inside out.
Yeah, and like it's so like, because as well then your audience aren't like say in the West End it's like London theatre goers and tourists, and like, but say if you're touring it's like a different like kind of vibes come from different crowds. Like the kind of crowd you're going to get in Glasgow is going to be very different from the crowd you get in like Southampton, just because they're from different places and like different humour and stuff like that. Same way like if you're in Dublin or you were in Cardiff, like It's different people.
Yeah, totally. And you say that you want to see as many places in the world as possible. Well, not in the world, but I mean, what place would you love to see and get that homely feeling in next?
I actually really want to go to Nashville, like really badly. Like I think I actually might go there next summer. I'm not sure yet, but Nashville's a place I've always really wanted to go to. Just the South in America. I don't know why. I just really want to see it.
Nashville.
My sister. Shout out to my sister.
We've said shout out about every 4 minutes.
Just love everyone.
Shout out to Cadbury's Hot Chocolate.
She, when she was 19, she's actually mental. Went, are you okay? Louis like trying to salvage his hot chocolate.
Yeah, the hot chocolate's too. Oh no, it's done.
Gone. Yes, when she was 19, she went to Africa on her own, went to Kenya to volunteer, and then when she finished her degree, just kind of ran away from home and went back to Kenya for like half a year. Really want to go there just because it's so important to her in her life, and she's told me so much stories about it, and like it just seems really cool and interesting. My mom was working in like the Middle East, like during the whole Iraq or Iran war. I can't remember which one it was. So uncultured. But she went to Kenya as well. Like, so my mom had been there, and my sister pretty much, like, she's gonna end up living there. Like, I'm calling it right now. So I really wanted to go there. India, I have this massive calling.
I really want to go to India.
Since last year, I took a Bollywood class, when I was in Vienna. It was so cool. But there were so many similarities to Indian and Irish culture. Like, I was like, oh my god. And there was one point he was counting in whatever Indian language it was that he was speaking. I don't know which one it was. But I thought he was saying a hey and a doe a tree. I thought he was speaking in Irish, and I was like, hold on, what?
So that's 1, 2, 3 for our international
listeners. For international people. I thought he was counting in Irish. I was like, oh my god. And there was just so many similarities. I was like, this is crazy. And then, who I mentioned earlier, Cash, my roommate, she's from India.
What part is she from again?
Delhi, I believe, New Delhi.
I really want to go. India or South America is next on my list.
Oh my, don't even get me started about South America. Ecuador. I don't know why, but I just want to go there. It's got the mountains, it's got the sea, it's got the equator. Like,
the equator, I love that.
I just want to go to Ecuador. I want to go to Guatemala. Demi again. I love that song so much.
I think Demi.
That and Solo. I listened to that the other day and I was like,
Demi
wow.
Spain musical theatre. I think that kind of.
Demi Spain the musical theatre. That's really me.
It brings us to the end. I think we kind of we're at this full circle. Now, Clara, is there anything I forgot to ask you, or anything else you'd like to mention? You know, when you're at the end of a class and maybe the teacher says, any questions?
Oh, I feel like there is, but now I've been put on the spot and I'm all nervous.
Why are you nervous?
I'm just, like I've said, I'm always nervous, but we're going to try break that mold, because we had self-realization time today that we need to take our own advice.
Yes, we do completely, on every aspect.
Maybe that's my thing. I want to tell everyone to start taking their own advice, because sometimes you give the best advice to your friends, so start giving it to yourself.
Thank you so much, Clara. Thanks, guys, for listening. Have a wonderful week, and I'll catch you guys next week.
Peace and love.
Thanks so much to Clara for giving her time to the show today. If you want to find her Instagram is at Clara_Sinclair. It's a very simple one. Now, thank you so much for listening to the show. And as always, if you like the show or feel you may know someone who would like the show, I'd really appreciate it if you'd share it with one person, 2 people, whoever you think may gain from it. And as always, if you have feedback for the show on what you think you'd like to hear, any suggestions, just let me know. You can find me on my Instagram at LouisMax as well, and email me at louismaxowork@gmail.com. Honestly, I hope you all have a great day today and that you took something from this episode, and have an incredible week.